Welcome back to YOGALATES with SJ and to this 20-minute full body workout. So you don't need any equipment for this, but of course if you want to, you can add in some ankle weights or wrist weights. We're going to start here in standing, just rolling the shoulders up, releasing the shoulders down. Then you're lifting the left knee up, stepping the foot back, and then lifting the right. And we're going to bring the arms into this as well. So every time you step forward, you're bringing the arms forward, palms facing inward, and as you step that back foot back, you are bringing the arms behind you. Continuing here, so what I want you to really imagine that you're doing is that you are lifting the knee up as high as you can, using your core muscles, but also maintaining a neutral pelvis. So keeping length into the spine, all the way from the tailbone out the top of the head. Now let's come to the other side. So you're starting to step the left foot forward as you lift that right knee up, and then continuing here. So you've got softness into those elbows. You are working into the arms here as well. So the back of the arms are working. You're not locking out through those elbows. Shoulders are relaxed, and you are using your core to lift the knee and maintaining that connection of core as you lower the foot back down and finding balance as well. So we're going to get everything here in this workout. Now we're just starting to step the feet out wide to about shoulder distance apart, and then you're starting to press the hips back as you come over to the left side and then coming over to the right. So softness into the knee as you come over to that side, lifting up tall through the center, and then pressing the hips back as you bend through the other knee and allowing those hips to come all the way back. So it's a flat back here as you press the hips back, making sure that front knee is not going forward of the toes, so your knee is tracking in line with the foot, and you don't want the knee to come forward of the toes. So keeping your core engaged the whole time. Ribs are closed, shoulders away from the ears. You've got length from the top of the head all the way out the tailbone. So both hips are pressing to the back wall, and then you're lifting up out of the pelvic floor and through that core to lift you all the way back through center. Now let's stay over on this left side, doing some pulses down. Staying here, seeing if you can sink down into the heel a little bit more as you pulse. Tiny pulse up and down and breathing. Now we're shifting over to the other side, coming to that right side, making sure that knee is not going forward of the toes. Tiny pulses as you breathe. Inhale in, exhale out, keeping your core engaged, keeping length through the whole back, and coming back over to that or left side and then over to the right. So we're just pulsing a couple of times on each side as you come over, and with the other leg, the leg that's extended, just making sure that you're not locking out through that knee joint there. So you are keeping your core engaged. It's just a little double pulse down and then lifting up tall through center, using your core to lift you up, powering back up. Nice work. Keeping this going. This is challenging, and it is only 20 minutes though, guys, so we are going to get all of the good things here into this workout. Nice. And this time we're going to go down for 3 counts. So 1, 2, 3, lift, and 1, 2, 3, lifting back up through center. Nice. Pulsing it down, really keeping low into that. So we want to sit back into the heel of the knee that's bent without letting the knee go forward of the toes. So you're sitting back into the heel. Nice work. And making sure you're breathing. Your gaze is straight down or slightly forward, so you've got length through the back of the neck. Nice work. Let's make it 5 this time. So you're coming over to one side, you are pulsing down for 5. And then coming to the other side, and then let's come to just shift from side to side, taking a moment here to just relax down. Nice, just letting the toes point forward and the heels being in line with those toes, bringing the arms out into a T-soft micro bend into the knees, and you've got a flat back here, so you're lengthening the tailbone behind you. And we're just starting to twist to the left side and then coming back through center and then twisting to the right side. So keeping the arms where they are, and all of the movement is coming from the belly button up. Nice. And then finishing off here on that second side. Coming all the way up, just bringing your hands onto your hips for balance, taking your weight into the left foot, and then we're starting to just lift that right leg out to the side, lowering it down with control. So it's just a toe tap out and lifting up using the outer thigh, the outside of the hip, as well as the glute to lift the leg out to the side. You've got softness into the knee, so you're not locking out through that knee joint. You're engaging the core, so belly button to spine, keeping a neutral pelvis. Shoulders relaxing down, and you're lifting up nice and tall out of that supporting hip here. So you're not collapsing down over to that side. Nice. And let's come over to the other side. So coming over to find your weight even through that right foot, and you are stepping the left toes out and bringing the hands onto the hips, starting to find that lifting up. So lifting the leg out and then lowering it down with control. Really feeling into the muscles that we're working here. Relaxing through the jaw, all the muscles of the face, and making sure you're breathing, guys. So keeping that core engaged, belly button back towards the spine, and lift it up, lower it down. Keeping control of the movement. Nice work. And then a couple more here, and coming all the way back through center. And then we're just staying here, and we're just starting to toe tap the toes out, coming back through center, and then toe tap the other toes out. So just alternating here, just rolling the shoulders a few times backwards, releasing, and then we're bringing the arms all the way up overhead, palms facing forward, and then you're bending through the right knee as you press the hips back, pressing the arms back, and then lifting up tall through center, coming to the other side. So as you continue here, it's only one knee that's bending as you come over to that side, but you're pressing the hips directly backwards. So you're keeping the core engagement, and you're keeping a flat back, so the head is in the same line as the rest of the back. It's almost as though the arms are painting a wall, so letting those arms flow, keeping the shoulders away from the ears though, so not letting those shoulders come up at any point, keeping them down, and just working here into the back of the arms as well. So as you bring the arms behind you, really feeling into the back of those arms, the muscles there, the triceps. Lifting up tall through center, and exhale, press the hips back as you start to bend through that knee. Nice work, you guys. Make sure you're breathing. Finding that lifting up of the pelvic floor through the center, so it's like a zip up from the pelvic floor all the way up through that center line, closing the ribs so you aren't flaring those ribs out, keeping the tailbone in a really nice lengthening position down towards the earth. Nice, coming back through center, just bringing the arms out into a T-shape. Keeping everything where it is. We are just twisting to gaze over the right shoulder, leaning back, so pressing the hips forward, and then coming back up and coming back through center, and then twisting to the other side. So as you continue with this, the hips are pointing straight forward the whole time. So all of the movement is coming from the belly button up, and the head is going to track in line with the hands. So the arms are staying where they are in that T shape. It's just a press of the hips forward as you come all the way to twist back, and then you are lifting up, using your core to lift you back up, coming back through center, and then coming to the other side. So as you continue here as well, just using your core muscles the whole time. So your core has to stay really strong to lift you up, as well as to maintain everything staying still here. Nice. Now we're coming all the way up through center, and we're going to start to sweep the arms up overhead, and then you're reaching the arms behind you as you bend through one knee, coming back up through center, and then going to the other side. So the palms are facing up as you press those arms back, and then lifting up tall, sweeping the arms up through center, and then coming back. So keeping that nice flat back as the hips press back with this, and you are keeping your core engaged. You're not locking out through that straight leg, so making sure there's a soft micro bend into the knee there, and you've got the shoulders away from the ears. Your bent knee is not going forward of those toes. Nice. And then we are coming to just lift up and lift the left leg up, and the left arm comes up, and then dropping the foot down as you start to lower the elbow down, palm facing forward, and then continuing with this. So you can put your right hand on the right hip or the waist for some support here, and we are just lifting up as tall as you can, so finding that lift up towards the ceiling, lengthening up and then lowering the foot down with control as you bring the elbow to come into the side waist. So letting those shoulders be away from the ears, and we're working into the arms as well as the legs here. Nice. Let's come over to the other side. So starting to bring the right arm and the right leg up, and then lowering the foot and lowering the elbow down as you come back through center. Keeping your core engaged, closing the ribs, not locking out through that supporting leg. So making sure that you are lifting up tall and you are finding that the core is lifting you up, keeping that neutral pelvis and lowering down, squeezing it in, feeling the arm muscles here as well as the shoulders, and we're getting length, we're getting strength. Nice work. Lift it up and lower it down. Beautiful work. Coming all the way back through center. This time we're keeping the hips square to the side edge of your mat. You're just sweeping one arm over to the other side, and then you are coming over to do the same thing on the opposite side. So as you continue with this, the palm is facing down, and you are finding as much length as you can over to that one side without moving the rest of the torso. So all of the energy here is coming from the shoulder as well as the arm. We're not locking out through the elbow joint though. And let the head also follow this. So just letting the head relax, the jaw relax, trying to keep everything else facing to the side edge of your mat. So you're really just working through the waist up here with any kind of twisting. Nice. Let's come all the way back through center. We're just starting to do a half circle. So we're just pressing the hips back, coming all the way around to one side, and then pressing the hips all the way back around to the other side. So you're using your core for this. So just allowing the core to guide this movement, keeping the belly button back towards the spine, softness into both knees, and you are also finding some length through the side waist. Trying to let the back of the neck and the head be in line with the rest of the back here. So you're keeping a little bit of space between the chin and the chest. Now just working your way all the way up, so making these circles a little bit smaller as you come all the way up to come back to standing. Nice. Just starting to circle the hips all the way around in one direction and then coming over to the other side. So we're starting to bring the hips all the way forward and then circling them, kind of a half circle forward, and then letting them come to that one side and then doing the same on the other side. So just letting the head move with this in that same line, and then just any kind of movement here that feels good. It might be a little bump of the hips from side to side, maybe rocking the pelvis a little bit here. Just letting the arms relax down, shoulders relaxed. And then we're starting to just sweep one arm up as the same leg starts to lift up out to the side, and then placing the foot down and coming over to the other side. So sweeping the arm through center, same arm as leg that's lifting, and then as you place the foot down, you are letting the arm relax down, coming to the other side. As you do this, really feeling into the outer thigh, the outside of the glute, as well as working into the core. Nice. Now let's come all the way back through center, rolling the shoulders up, releasing the shoulders down. We're starting to step the left foot forward over to the left side. You're going to lift the right knee up, and then you're stepping that right foot back. As you start to bring the arms out into a T, toe tapping the left toes to that left side. Keeping this going. So we are finding this really nice lift up of the knee here, using your core to lift you up, keeping length from the tailbone all the way out the top of the head, and then you are stepping the foot back and lifting the other leg up. Arms come out into that T shape, palms facing down. Continuing with this. So this is also amazing for testing the balance and also just allowing for better balance It's also amazing for just getting some really nice mobility here. Now let's come straight over to the other side. So starting to step the right foot to the right side, and then you are lifting that left knee up, stepping the left foot back and bringing the arms out into that T, palms facing down. Keeping this flowing and continuing here, making sure you're breathing, flowing with this at the same time, really connecting into all of the muscles of the body, keeping your core engaged, finding a little bit more length out the fingertips each time that you bring the arms out. You might even find that you're lifting the leg up a little bit higher each time as you find even more strength and energy. Nice. Let's come all the way back through center and just lifting one leg out to the side, then the other, and then we are coming to bring the right foot forward into kind of a lunge position, and then you are placing your weight into that right foot, and then you are doing a little kick of that left heel to a left glute, and then lowering the foot and lifting the right knee up again, keeping this going. So continuing here, really seeing if you can not kind of come forward too much with the torso and certainly not coming back. So you are keeping a really nice length into the spine. You are keeping your core engaged, ribs are closed. You're really squeezing into the hamstring, the back of that leg as you start to do that little glute kick. And you're finding that the front knee is not going forward of the toes. So just making sure you're looking after the knees here, the knee joints, and really finding control with this. You can work as fast or as slow as you like, just really making sure that you're connecting into the muscles that we're working, which really is the whole core, the lower body, the outer thighs, the glutes, everything getting a good workout here. Let's come to the other side, guys. So starting to just find your position here. You've got the left leg forward and the right foot is back. You are starting to lift that left knee up. As you start to place the foot down, you find that little kick of the right heel to right glutes. You can use your hands on the hips to really find your balance here, just keeping the shoulders relaxed and finding that connection of the muscles here. Making sure you're breathing. We're coming so close to the end of our workout, guys, so you're doing so amazing, really giving it even more here as we start to near the end of the workout. Lifting the knee up and finding that glute kick. Nice. See if you can really keep your weight centered here. You've got that core engaged the whole time. You are breathing deeply, finding those cleansing breaths. Amazing. Coming all the way back through center. Now we're just coming all the way to Tadasana, mountain pose. So just bringing the feet either hip distance apart, or you might bring the feet all the way together. Palms are facing forward. You've got your shoulders relaxed down and away from the ears. And just finding a lifting up here from the feet all the way out the top of the head. Keeping a nice soft core engagement here. And letting the shoulders roll up, releasing the shoulders down. And then we're just starting to find a beautiful lifting up. So we're sweeping the arms up. Exhale as you start to find a flat back, bringing the arms out to the sides, and then bringing the hands through center, and then you are lifting back up, reaching the arms up. Inhale, exhale, bringing the arms out into that T shape, palms facing down, and you've got that flat back, bringing the hands together and then drawing all the way back up. Lifting up, high prayer, and then starting to reach the fingertips out to the sides, finding even more length from the top of the head out the tailbone, and then you are bringing the palms together as you keep that core engaged, lifting all the way back up. Nice work, just keeping this going. As you do this, just making sure you've got a softness into the knees. You can still have length though through the back of the legs if you are wanting to. We're just finding that the core is lifting you up. So really moving slow with this, controlling the movement. Maybe you might find yourself coming down a little bit lower each time. Just making sure you've got that flat back. So you've got the head, the neck, and the rest of the back in that same line. The hips are pressing straight back and the core is engaged. Drawing all the way up. And inhale, bringing the arms up, exhale, arms come out wide, and then you are bringing the hands together, drawing up from the earth, and hands come to prayer. Inhale, coming up to high prayer. Exhale, arms come out wide, and bringing those hands together, lifting, 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 drawing up from the pelvic floor all the way up. You might even find yourself coming up onto the toes, making this even harder and lifting the heels up, finding your balance with this and finding that flat back. If it feels too much, of course, you can stay with the heels down, but maybe just testing, just seeing how you're feeling today with your balance. You're just wanting to find that your gaze is on something that you can keep that gaze on as you work with this, keeping your core engaged the whole time, and maybe finding a little bit more length each time as you come up. Don't worry if you wobble a little bit, letting that be as it is. Just keep going, or come back down and reset. We are building long lean muscle here. We're also really connecting into every muscle. We're also allowing better mobility, flexibility, everything that you need today. Nice work. Coming all the way down, lowering the heels down. Just letting the hands come down towards the earth. Just sitting back towards the heels, lifting the heels up. Finding your balance here and finding length into the spine. And then you might just bring the fingertips down to find some balance here, or you might just allow the hands to come onto the top of the legs. It's totally over to you if you want to find something else here. And then just inhale as you find a flat back. Exhale as you sit back towards the heels, lifting the heels and sitting down. And then finding that flat back again. So finding that the heels are coming down, you've got length through the back of the legs, you've got length into the spine, and then sitting back towards the heels and bending through the knees. Nice. Inhale, coming to that halfway lift, lowering the heels. Inhale, finding one more here before we finish off, and then exhale, staying here. Well done, you guys. Have a beautiful rest of your day.